Road trips, they're the perfect way to make unforgettable memories. What takes them a notch above is when you get to do a bespoke luxury trip with a vehicle that's fit for the purpose. In my case, that's the Mercedes-Benz C-Class 300d. And I'm taking it out on a great drive through the southern part of India, where I'll be touching Pondicherry, or Puducherry as it's now known, moving on to the backwaters of Alleppey, and finally spending some quality time up in the hill station of Munnar in the Idukki district. Along the way, I'm looking at getting to know this car a lot better and enjoying it as a tech-savvy luxury sedan that's fit for the purpose. The C-Class is a tech-savvy sedan, and there are a few things you want to set up before you head out on a long journey. To start with, get inside and set your preferred driving position and feed that into the memory function, so that each time you get in, all you have to do is press a button to get that perfect position. This is especially important if you're sharing the car with another driver. Next, you want to pair your phone to the infotainment system so that you have access to your music as well as navigation for the trip, which is easily accessible. Of course, the C-Class comes with Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay, which makes this connection absolutely seamless. With the C-Class, you also get a high degree of personalization, which includes a personal sound profile as well as access to the MBUX system on board for a bespoke experience. Add to that, you can also take this up a notch further by having the Mercedes Me app on your phone and using that to configure the car and to set up various functions. You can use it to even start the car, turn on the AC, and also set up the fingerprint recognition system on the center console, which allows you to have the car literally set up with just one touch of your finger. With the car all set up to my liking, it was finally time to hit the road. Starting my journey in the Mercedes C-Class, I set off on the smooth, well-paved roads of Chennai. The C-Class is a stylish-looking machine that borrows a lot of design elements from the much larger S-Class. With that, what you get is an absolute head-turner on wheels. It sure looks the part with its massive 18-inch wheels, sleek flowing lines, sculpted design elements, and dashes of chrome. Of course, the lights look stellar, both front and back, and it is a vehicle that definitely turns heads. As I drove through the streets of Chennai, I couldn't help but appreciate how easy it is to drive. The steering feels great and well weighted, making it easy to navigate through city roads, and the well-appointed cabin does win you over with its luxurious appeal. It strikes a solid first impression, and over the course of my drive, I was looking at getting to know the C-Class a lot better. Once out of the city, I made my way onto ECR, a beautiful stretch of road that connects Chennai to the French town of Puducherry. Running right along the beach, this stretch allowed us to open up the C-Class just a bit and feel what lies underneath the hood. Step on the accelerator and the car just surges forward. After all, the C300d comes with a 2-liter diesel engine that delivers 265 horsepower and a solid 550 Nm of torque. The engine is paired with a 9G Tronic automatic transmission, and it can do 0 to 100 in just 5.7 seconds. Not that I dare to test it on this stretch of road, but the top speed of the C300d is actually 250 km per hour. I stuck to the speed limit and did good time to Pondicherry. The drive from Chennai to Pondicherry is a scenic one, passing through picturesque landscapes and skirting the ocean. The roads are great, and you can really cruise along at 3-digit speeds and do good time between the two cities, which is exactly what I did. Having said that, the C-Class's smooth ride and selective damping system made the journey even more comfortable, ensuring that I arrived in Pondicherry feeling relaxed and refreshed. As I arrived in Puducherry, I was greeted by the town's unique blend of Indian and French culture. Puducherry has a nice laid-back vibe to it. However, there's an air of sophistication as well. With the well-laid-out roads, stunning architecture, quaint cafes, and beautiful boutiques, everything about this town is an indulgence, much like the C-Class, which fits right into the sophisticated atmosphere of this town. I've made it to the first destination on my Bespoke luxury trip, and it was an absolute delight taking the C-Class 300d down the nice highway and ECR road that leads to Pondicherry. I finally made it out here to this bespoke property that you see, which is Bougainvillea, located near the Oroville Center, and it is a stunning bit of architecture that has a modern touch and a French influence. Done up as a mix of modern architecture with a French influence, this villa is an ideal getaway for anyone who is looking for a luxury escape, and it fit right in with the theme of my bespoke luxury experience. All checked in and set for an amazing evening at the property, I also knew that I would have to turn in early for the night, for the agenda for the next day was a long drive from the East Coast to the West Coast. My driving agenda for today is to get from Pondicherry all the way across to Alleppey. That's a 615-kilometer drive from the East Coast all the way across to the West Coast. And it's going to take me through some beautiful stretches of highway, up through the Western Ghats, and finally onto the quaint back roads that lead up to Alleppey. It's a fun drive that I'm looking forward to, and of course, I've got a brilliant machine that's going to make that drive even more engaging. Out on the highway, the C-Class was in its element as I cruised along at 3-digit speeds. Being a really hot day, I had the Thermatic automatic climate control doing its duty to keep me comfortable. The well-cushioned seats add to the luxury experience, and with all the right support, they ensure that you're extremely comfortable while on board. Of course, being out on the highway, you need to be alert, and the 12.3-inch high-res LCD color driver display with multiple display settings ensure that you have all the vital information right in front of you without you having to take your eyes off the road. Not only does this add to your safety as well, it just makes driving that much easier. Further enhancing the overall drive experience is the multifunction steering wheel wrapped in Napa leather. Via the touch control panels, you can control vehicle functions without having to take your hands off the wheel. I did good time down the highway, and keeping me company was my playlist being churned out of the high-end Burmester 3D surround sound system with 15 high-quality speakers that deliver an immersive experience while on board. With the highway stretch all done, it was time to take on the Western Ghats. To make the drive a more engaging experience, I switched to Sport mode, which changes the way the car behaves in terms of steering input, suspension, as well as offering faster gear changes. For that extra touch, I found the paddle shifters to be rather handy. This not only made the drive up the winding road a quick one, but a rather fun experience as well. I must add that the C-Class handles like a dream and sticks to its line, and at no point did I feel like I was out of control or it was tough to manage. Of course, the traction control was doing its bit too to ensure that I stayed in line as well. As I entered the state of Kerala, I was greeted by the region's natural beauty. Kerala has this lush green color that you don't find in any other part of the country. The dense foliage that lies on both sides of the road is picture perfect, and as I made my way towards the stretch from Kancharapalli to Alleppey, I found myself driving through beautiful rubber tree estates and the occasional pineapple farm. Needless to say, this stretch of road is extremely scenic. With the kilometers clocked with ease, I made my way to the town of Tiruvalla, which lies near Alleppey, for this is where I found an amazing property to stay at, named CVM House. This heritage property lies in the middle of this quaint town and is as bespoke as you can get. Done up in a traditional Kerala style with modern fittings, CVM House is a sprawling property that proved to be the perfect place to unwind, with a nice walk through the lush green lawns that lie behind the house. After enjoying a royal stay out here at CVM House, Today, I had something really interesting planned for myself, and that includes a nice traditional Kerala houseboat. That's right, I'm going to be making my way to Alleppey, which is a short run from here, and be boarding a beautiful Kerala houseboat and enjoying a day out in the serene backwaters that Alleppey is. A quick drive from Tiruvalla to the jetty in Alleppey gave me a glimpse of just how scenic this part of the country is. Having the C-Class at my disposal only added to the aura of the entire experience and did a fine job of navigating through some less than ideal roads to eventually reach the jetty. The tranquil backwaters of Alleppey are a place like no other. The serene backwaters, with their network of canals, lagoons and lakes, offers a tranquil escape from the hustle and bustle of daily life. The houseboat glides through these calm waters, passing by coconut groves, paddy fields and village life. It is an immersive experience to be on a traditional Kerala houseboat, and it allows you to appreciate the natural beauty of the region while indulging in the luxurious comfort that the boat has to offer. After having enjoyed a nice ride out on a traditional Kerala houseboat here in Alleppey, it is time for me to get back in the C-Class and make my way to Munnar. It's going to be a ride through the hills, and I'm really looking forward to what that is going to be all about. As I set off from Alleppey towards Munnar, I made my way through some small towns and hamlets and finally onto a beautiful stretch of road that runs through estates and beautiful valleys to one side. It is a picturesque climb up into the hills, and once again I was extremely thankful for the powerful engine underneath the hood of the C-Class. While the road is tight and winding, the C-Class was in its element and made the drive an effortless one. Hills can be a tricky terrain for most automatics. However, the 9-speed automatic gearbox that the C300d comes with was a boon, and I always felt like I was in the right gear within the thick part of the power band. Like I said, it made this entire drive through the hills an effortless one, and the suspension did an excellent job of soaking up road undulations. The landscape changes rather dramatically as you climb quite aggressively from sea level to an altitude of 5,000 feet. The Idukki district greets you with its natural beauty, with hills and valleys stretching as far as the eye can see. Despite the narrow road and steep inclines, I managed to do good time through the hills, and I was also quite impressed with the mileage that the C-Class offered. The motor is a perfect mix of performance and efficiency, and if there was any point on my trip that proved this fact, it was this climb, where I managed to get a healthy 14 kilometers to the liter. Arriving in Munnar by noon, I made my way to the barn, an exquisite property set in a plantation of rubber and cardamom. This high-end property is what dreams are made of, and with its modern design and styling, it suited the persona of the C-Class to the T. I was now in tea country, and after having tackled a thrilling and engaging mountain drive experience, it was time to sit back and relax. Munnar is a quaint town that's really worth exploring. Out here, there are nooks and corners where you can stop and get a panoramic view of the beautiful hills. You can also wander through the tea estates, which are lush green and look absolutely outstanding as they cover the entire mountainside. Adding to that, you also got some fine stretches of road out here. And that's probably the #1 reason I'm out here with the Mercedes C-Class, to enjoy those roads. The road that I speak of is known as Gap Road, running from Munnar to Bodhimettu. It is a 45-kilometer stretch of road that runs through tea estates, forests, along a ridge, and with views that will take your breath away. What's more, this stretch of road is a motorhead's delight, for the tarmac is smooth, the road is wide, and it begs you to really unleash the machine you're driving. With relatively low traffic and wide turns, you can keep a brisk pace and really enjoy the drive. The C300d proved to be an epic machine to have out on this road, and I got to play around with all the dynamic select modes and really experience its sporty character. The precise handling, the aggressive nature of the engine, fine-tuned suspension and strong brakes all played their part in making this truly a memorable experience. The following day, I set off on an early start and made my way back down through the Western Ghats towards the town of Bodhi in Tamil Nadu. This Ghat section is narrow and you really need to be careful on the stretch as other vehicles suddenly brake. Of course, the C-Class comes with active brake assist, which does come in handy, and should things get out of control, it also has forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, and a total of 7 airbags, all of which I didn't have to test, thankfully. From Bodhi, I made my way towards Dindigul, through Trichy, and then onto the highway that leads back to Chennai. So here I am after 650 kilometers arriving fresh in Chennai. And it's all thanks to this amazing machine that keeps you cocooned in luxury and ensures that no matter what distance you travel, you arrive fresh. Overall, a road trip is an excellent way to explore new places and create unforgettable memories. And the Mercedes C-Class proved to be the perfect combination for such a trip. From the charming town of Puducherry, with its unique blend of Indian and French culture, to the serene backwaters of Alleppey and the picturesque hill station of Munnar, the C-Class, with its perfect blend of comfort, technology, and luxury, is the ideal choice for anyone looking to embark on a luxurious road trip.